Hello, welcome to Pilates tonight. Hope someone's out there joining me. Let's turn our music down a little bit. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight in Pilates. We have done it a couple of times before, but we're going to do the original Pilates mat exercises, of which there's 34, I believe. Pilates was originally created back in the 1920s by a gentleman called Joseph Pilates, who was a physical trainer, and he originally designed these exercises for the purpose of rehabilitation. So a lot of the original Pilates was done with soldiers returning from the war, and but also ballerinas, so ballet dancers. So it was originally not called Pilates, it was called controlology, because it was all of it about being the art of control. So control your body, your mind and your muscles. So that's why we try to do slow movements in Pilates, and we really try and control our movements with our mind and with our body. So our first Pilates, instead of starting standing up and having lovely roll downs, etc., we're going straight down onto our back for some people's favourite exercise, which is the hundreds. So this is your warm-up. So take yourself onto your back, feet on the floor for starters, and then lift one leg up at a time after you've tightened your abdominal muscles, your pelvic floor and your transverse abdominis. Bring the legs up into tabletop. If you've done hundreds before with straight legs, feel free to do straight legs. Raise the head and shoulders, reach the hands forward and pulse 100 times. So strong arms, reaching as far towards your feet as you possibly can. A little micro bend in your elbows. And raise your shoulder blades as high as you can. So if you think you've got them as high as you can, just raise them a little bit more. Slide the ribs down towards the hip bones. And breathe. Breathe in for the count of 5 and out for the count of 5. Chris McCann is listening. What are we up to, Chris? Probably about halfway. So it doesn't matter if we do exactly 100. And if you feel at any stage that you need to lower the head to the floor or rest the head in one hand, if your neck's hurting, please do so. Let's have one more big deep breath. And bring the arms still, legs back into tabletop, and lower the head to the floor and the feet to the floor. Our next Joseph Pilates original exercise, we have our legs straight on the floor, Pilates stance, which means wrap your thighs outwards as though you're gently pulling your buttocks together. You're wrapping your thighs around. Your feet will tend to point out in a V. We're going to tighten our pelvic floor and the band that goes around our hips, our transverse abdominis, our T-zone, we call these two muscles, our pelvic floor and our transverse. And then we're going to inhale our arms over our head without popping up our ribs. And as we exhale, we're going to roll up. Now, some people may only roll up shoulder blades off the ground because they might find that they're putting too much pressure on their abdominal muscles. Or you can come into the full roll up. Reaching forward, arms parallel to the floor, and then slowly roll back, curving that spine, shoulders away from the ears, until we lay each vertebra back down on the mat as though we're painting them down. And we'll do a few more. Keep going until I say stop if you can. We'll aim for about 8. So breathing deeply in through our nose, and as we're coming up, exhaling out through our mouth. The slower the movements, the more control. The faster probably it's easier to use momentum to pull yourself up, but we really want to be using those abdominal muscles. So scoop that belly to come down. Joseph Pilates lived from 1880 to 1967, so he just must have done something right. 87 years old. Back then was a long lifespan. Let's go to the last one. And down we go. Our next exercise is the roll over. Now if you have neck issues, acute, or as in current bad neck issues, do not do this. If you have or have not got mild neck issues, we want you to keep your head straight as though it's in a neck brace at all times with this one. And it's the roll over. So hands can be flat on the floor if you can, and then we're rolling our legs right over and then back down. Now if you can't do that using your tummy muscles, you can give a little bit of a push. Now you might only want to come with bent legs to where I am now, or you might be able to do it with straight legs and then slowly down. So try a few of them, but be very careful of your neck, not to put any pressure on it and not to turn the head from side to side. If you don't attempt this, just do some pelvic floor drawing in and out and enjoy just having a little rest for a moment. We'll do 2 more. And coming back, flat on our back for our one-legged circles, which everyone should be able to join in with. So having one leg either straight on the ground or bent at the knee, what's more comfortable for your back, the other leg directly up to the sky. And then we're going to inhale, slide our ribs, flatten our ribs towards our hips, pull in our T-zone and circle down the midline. Inhale up and around, down the middle. Haven't quite given myself enough space to go out here. And let's reverse the direction. Trying to pull our shoulder blades down our back. Keep flattening those ribs, making a beautiful, unusual shaped circle here. And when you're ready, that leg can go on the ground. And the other leg straight up in the air. Our base leg bent or straight, whatever you prefer. Exhale down the middle, inhale up and around. Trying to keep our hips still by tightening these T-zone muscles. So try not to wiggle through the hips. The only movement is the joint, this hip joint that's circling out and around. Let's reverse the direction. Don't forget you can join us on your bed if you can't get down to the floor, and you can do some of these exercises on your bed. and place that leg down. Okay, our next exercise, you can either do a roll up to a sitting position or just come up to a sitting position for rolling like a ball. So rolling like a ball, we bring our knees as close to our chest, so we have to tuck in tightly. We have to shift some things in our road. Tuck in as tight as we can, cross our hands in front of our shins, and then find a balancing point. Toes off the ground, tuck the head right in, the nose between the knees. So our back is curved in a C for cat shape. And then as we inhale, we're going to roll back with control and roll back up to this starting position. So inhale, go back. Exhale, coming up, using your tummy muscles rather than that momentum. So do some rolling like a ball. Sometimes you get stuck back there and you have to give a little couple of rolls to get back up. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. And last one. And come back down to the floor. You can roll back down onto your back now for our single leg stretch. So with our single leg stretch, we're going to bring one knee right in close to our chest and extend our other leg. And then lifting our head and shoulders up, looking between our knees, and then we're just going to swap and extend. So switching our belly on, scooping our belly in. If you'd like to add in an opposite arm extension, like so. So extending the opposite arm out above your head. And then let's bring both knees into our chest, lower our head down, give us a nice roll from side to side, massaging that lower, right down the lower spine there. So bring the tailbone towards the mat and rock from side to side. A quick rest before we go into our double leg stretch. So our double leg stretch, we're going to bring our knees close to our chest. Inhale and then raise our head and shoulders off the mat. Grab the outside of our calves or ankles, wherever you can reach. Inhale, prepare, and then as we exhale, we're going to extend both our legs and our arms above our head. Inhale, circle around to the side. Pull those knees in. Exhale, extend. Nice and slowly. In. Extend. Hold there for a count. In. Extend. Scoop that belly. In. Extend. Got 4 more. In. Extend. In. Extend. I think that's 2. In. Extend. And bring the knees in, lower the head, and again, relax down, circle the knees clockwise, rotating around that lower back, and then anti-clockwise. Okay. Need to come up and see what is next. The spine stretch. So come to a sitting position with me. Legs in Pilates stance. So sit tall, wrap those thighs under. Nice long spine. All we're going to do here is extend our arms out in front And then trying to keep our lower back vertical, we're going to try and dive the top part of our spine forward. And then come upright. And then dive forward. And up. And down. Upright. 3 more. Dive. And up. And 1 more. Dive forward. And coming up, bringing our hands down. Getting ready for our wide leg rocker. So your choice with the right wide leg rocker. Spread your butt so that you can feel your sitting bones into the mat. Take the feet out to the edge of the mat, and if you're not on a mat, take them a good 2.5 feet, 75 centimetres wide. Bring one leg up into tabletop, so parallel with the ground, and then the other leg. This is our starting position for our rocker. If you would like to go straight into the straight leg rocker, straighten your legs. And then we're going to scoop our belly back, rock, and come up to our starting position. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, come up nice and straight. Curve back. Not going anywhere near our neck. We're not actually landing our shoulders on the mat or our neck. And we're controlling the movement. 2 more. Coming up and holding. If you're not in the straight leg, maybe you can just hold there and try and straighten both legs. Have a good stretch of the back of the legs. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, might be a 2-part series. Okay, bringing the legs in and down, and then making your way down onto your back again. Anyone that's thinking I've got a brilliant memory about remembering all of these, I've got a cheat sheet. So our next one is the corkscrew. Laying on your back, hands placed on the floor beside you. Take one leg straight up in the air and then the other leg. Pilates stance, so wrap those legs, thighs backwards. And then the corkscrew is just circling the feet in a small circle one way and then the other way, but controlling our abdomen, no popping up bellies, scooping that down, imprinting the spine even slightly, so scooping down our mid lumbar area is pressing towards the mat just to support our back. And then if you can make slightly larger circles, go for it, but we don't want wobbling everywhere, we want control. Try and keep our neck long, so slightly tuck our chin in rather than using our head to hold our position. And bring our knees into our chest and coming to a seated position again. And then we are going into the saw. So with the saw we have wide legs, as wide as you can, feet flexed, so toes drawing back towards your kneecaps. Inhale, let's bring our arms up to our shoulder height, not too high. We want our shoulders to stay down our back and we want to sit tall. Inhale, twist, exhale, saw off that outside of your little toe. 1, 2, inhale up, exhale back to center. Inhale, twist, inhale, back to center. So keep going each side with that. Try and keep the back arm high. So anyone that would like me to post out the 30 exercise picture forms or email, whatever, let me know. Or Google it and print it off yourself. Well done. Okay, bringing our legs back together. We're going in onto our bellies now. So rolling over onto your tummy for swan dive. You notice a lot of these things are very similar to yoga poses. So this swan dive is very similar to the locust, but our hands are above our head. So extend your arms up above your head. Draw your inner thighs together. Wrap your outer thighs around, so Pilates stance the legs. Extend the arms, and then when you're ready, lift both arms and legs. And hold. Try not to pull the shoulders up near the ears too much. Two more breaths. And gradually come down onto your elbows. So we're going into our single leg kick. So we're on our elbows, which are underneath our shoulders. We're tightening our T-zone, so we're not collapsing through our mid. We're tightening and lifting and keeping it strong to support our back. And then we're just doing a single kick in, extend a leg and out. Other leg in, extend and out. So very controlled, but draw that heel in to your butt as far as you can. Extend, lower. In, extend, lower. So we're working our hamstring here, the muscle between our butt and the back of our knee. And then we're going to lower our top down onto the mat. Take our hands behind our back, clasp them together, drop the elbows. Head is resting on the mat one side, and then as we lift our head and shoulders, we're bringing both feet into the butt for 3 kicks, 3 pulses as we pull our arms back. So lift, 1, 2, 3, lower. Rest the elbows down to the side, head on the other cheek. Lift, 1, 2, 3, lower. Elbows come out, we're spreading them down towards the mat. Lift, 1, 2, 3. We're remembering to pull our belly in at the same time. It's a double leg kick. We're really pulling those clasped hands away. One more. And resting down, well, not resting down, coming over onto your bottom. Getting a workout, just changing positions. Okay, so the next one is called neck pull. I'm not mad on the thought of anyone pulling their neck, so we're not going to do a neck pull. We're just going to do a gentle neck stretch, which is, I'm sure, is what Mr. Pilates really wanted us to do. So all we're doing here is just lowering our chin towards our chest and placing our hands gently on the back of our head and just letting our body roll down with a gentle weight on our back of our neck. So certainly no tension, no pushing or pulling here, just curling and relaxing. Gradually release those hands off the head and come up up to a sitting upright position. For our next exercise, which we're down on our back again. Now this is the scissors. We do the scissors normally, which we just kicking backwards and forwards. Now, Joseph Pilates, if anyone wants to give it a go, actually comes up in the air and does his scissors. So give that a go if you'd like, otherwise leave the lower back flat on the floor. Okay, bringing our knees down towards our face and then rolling down if we're not already down. Having a few seconds rest while we watch for the bicycle. So with the bicycle, you can choose to have your back flat on the floor and just pedal your bicycle. You can choose to bring the head up in your arms. So we're sliding our ribs towards our hip bones. Or, as in his diagram, again, coming up and doing your bicycle, supporting your butt in the air. So try your version of the bicycle. And don't forget to go backwards on your bike. And when you've had enough, gradually bringing yourself down from whatever position you're in and having a short rest. Our next exercise is the bridge. So we all know the bridge. So we're going to go up and hold the bridge. Oh, I need my glasses if I'm going to tell you, for 1 minute. So let's bring our heels near our butt, knees and ankles hip width apart. Tilt the pelvis, so lower back to the floor, and then push up through those butt cheeks and your thighs until you're up in your bridge. And we'll start timing now. Try not to let the knees fall out. Press down under the big toe as well. That will ensure that we're keeping the inner thighs looking towards each other. Hips up as high as we can. Some nice big breaths here. Okay, that's a minute. So slowly paint your spine from the top of your head down to your butt, all the way down onto the mat, one vertebra at a time. And then straighten our pelvis up so that we get that slight arch under our back into neutral pelvis. Okay, coming up into a seated position again, you can do a full roll up to do so, or just bring yourself up onto your butt for a spine twist. So the spine twist is similar to the saw that we did before, but we have straight legs. We're going to bring our arms up around to the side, and then it's just twisting a little 1-2 pulse at the back and back to centre. So twist, little pulse, trying to keep the arms up but the shoulders back and down. Nice straight spine, so we're really engaging our belly, pulling in our pelvic floor to keep our spine straight. You can take your head as well and give your head and your eyeballs a workout for a spine twist. And when you're ready, bringing your hands down to the mat. The next exercise is the jackknife, which is a bit similar to our rollover. So anyone with neck or back issues that doesn't want to roll their feet over their head, maybe here's a chance to go into another bridge. So lift the hips off the floor, like so. Or we can go into the rollover, so hands on the floor, or giving a little bit of assistance to your butt. We're just bringing our legs up and over. If you can, do them parallel to the floor and hold. There should be no tension or stress on the neck in this position if you've got enough control to get there. Certainly don't want anyone damaging themselves at home without any supervision. When we come out of our jackknife, we're going to slowly roll our spine down onto the mat using our tummy muscles. A little bit of arm pressure here to slow us down until our legs are pointing at the sky, and then if you can, very slowly controlling your tummy, take the feet all the way down to the floor. Good job. Alrighty, up onto our side, not up onto our side. So rolling over onto our side for the side kick. Just double checking this one. Yep. So extending our legs out in a long line, probably out of the film, and we're just going to lift our top leg up and bottom leg up and both down. Up, up, both down. Up, up, both down. Both down. Keep the bottom leg on the ground and let's just take our top leg up and down. Without rolling backwards, without turning our knee to the sky, so keep the knee pointing out in front of you. Down. Let's do a double side, double leg lift now. So lifting both legs up and down, up, down. And lower our legs and go onto our other side. Top leg up, our bottom leg up, and both down. Up, up, both down. Up, up, both down. Top leg up and down. And now a double leg lift, both legs up, both legs down, up, down. Don't forget we're drawing in our belly. And last before we make our way onto our back, and I'm a creature of habit, so I'm going to turn around and face the way I was. And we're going to do the teaser, which is a very challenging exercise. So we will start off with the modified version with one leg bent, one leg in tabletop. And then we inhale our arms over our head, and we exhale, bring ourselves up, putting our hands up at the ceiling in the corner. And down, slowly down. And then try it with the other leg. Inhale, prepare, exhale, bring yourself up using your tummy muscles, point up to the ceiling and slowly down. You can stick with that, or you can go to the next stage modified teaser, where we have our both legs in tabletop. You can draw the knees and the ankles together. Inhale overhead, exhale again, coming up, reaching up, and then slowly down. And our third and most challenging, and demonstration might need to be forgiven here, is both legs straight. Inhale, arms over our head, exhale, draw up, reach to the ceiling. If you want to make it even harder, hands by the ears before, arms by the ears, and then slowly back down. So give that a whirl, whichever stage you would like to do. But the important thing is that we do it with control, so you're better off staying at stage one with one leg bent and not pushing out our belly trying to get up. So I'm staying with two legs in tabletop, up and just made it. Arms up by the ears, slowly down, and repeat. So have a couple more goes at that while I check out what we've got next. Which I need to have a better look at. Okay, I'll do one more teaser so that you're not feeling like I'm being a bit slack here. And slowly down. And then I'm going to make my way up into a seated position with my hands behind me. Fingers can point whatever way is comfortable for you, and some people may even find that it's a little bit less difficult down on their elbows behind them. We're going to lift both legs out straight and make like a corkscrew as well. So it's a hip twist with stretched arms. So if your arms can come behind you, do so. Otherwise, go down on your elbows. This is really, really working our abdominals, and very awkward on my shoulders, but maybe not on yours. And that's enough for me. You can have a few more seconds if you want to keep going. Before we do our Carolyn's next favourite, yep, she guessed it, swimming. So on swimming, we're laying on our bellies, extending our arms and our legs out from our body, and a bit like we did the swan dive and held, we're lifting our chest and our feet up, keeping looking down at the mat so your neck's long, and then we're paddling our feet and arms, kicking our feet and paddling our hands up and down. So draw in that T-zone. And gradually bring the legs and the hands to a stillness, and you can rest your head down onto your hands and have a little bit of relaxation. No one's groaning, so off we'll go. Let's keep going. We're going into the leg pull front. So this is our full plank. if you can go full plank, otherwise go one knee and you're lifting an alternate leg. If you can go into your full plank, make sure the shoulders are over the hands, and then you're lifting one leg up, keeping the hips level, placing it down, and then the other leg, and down, up, down, not too fast, up, down, drawing up our belly, drawing our shoulders away from our ears, but pushing up between our shoulder blades. Let's go for 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're over halfway, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got a little bit quicker. Drop the knees, come back into child's pose. Rest those wrists. We're getting there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whether we'll get them all done. Let's go over onto our bottom for the leg pull, with which is a frontal plank. So fingers pointing towards your bottom if they can handle it, but we want our fingers under our shoulders. Pilates stance the legs, tighten the belly, and then lift the hips up. And it's called the leg pull because you're meant to pull the leg up and down. So let's see if you can stay like this, but if you can lift one leg up without dropping those hips, and then the other, have a go. Otherwise just stay in the plank. Certainly I'm going to do 10 of these. I'll do 2 more. Holding there for another few seconds. A couple of breaths. And then slowly lowering down, releasing those wrists. Just rest them on your knees for a moment. Okay. We have our side kick kneeling, so we're going to come up onto our knees. So I'm on my right knee and my right arm on the floor, straight arm. I'm bringing up my left leg and I'm going to kick forward, 1, 2, point behind. Kick forward, point behind. Trying to lift out of our waist, tighten our waist, not sagging down into this body. Doesn't matter how far forward you kick. But trying to get the kick happening here from the hip joint and keeping all our belly quite still. And lower that leg down. And when you're ready, give the wrist just a little break in between. Let's go over onto our other side. So I have left knee down this time, left arm out. Raising my right leg, hip height if I can. Kick, kick, point behind. Kick, kick. One more. I'm getting lower and lower and lower down. Just come down onto your bottom for a moment. I'm actually going to change the order here because the next one is a side plank and I need to give my wrists a little rest. So we're going into the boomerang, which is known as the boat in yoga. So bringing our legs up, Position 1, scooping the belly in, hands supporting behind the knees, but if you can, reaching our hands out and using our belly muscles, bit of hip flexor work in there, shoulders are down our back. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. And grabbing behind your knees and slowly lowering those legs, coming up. Into our side bend or side plank. So again, we can go from a knee with a leg out. Our bottom knee bend back behind us, reaching over our head. Sorry, I'm cramping. Or we can go with double straight legs stacked, or one in front of the other. Coming up into our side plank or side bend, and then if you can, see if you can reach up over your head. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. Bring that top arm down to your hip and slowly lower yourself down. Make your way onto the other side. Again, from the knee or from straight legs, double straight legs, so your choice. If you can, stack the feet one on top of the other. Have a go at that. Take the arm overhead. Whoa, way too wobbly with my feet stacked. Lifting that hip as high as we can up to the sky. It's a side bend, so we're trying to bend. One more breath. Bring that top arm down and slowly bring yourself back onto your bottom. For the seal. So the seal, we have our soles of our feet together. We're going to dive our hands in under our ankles and grab our ankles. From there, we lift our heels and feet off the ground and find a balancing point. Now that might be your final position. You can just stay there trying to balance, or you can roll back as you inhale. Sorry, I've got some weights behind me that want to hit my head. So curling back and curling up, stopping before we hit the floor. If that's easy enough, we're going 1, 2, 3, roll back. 1, 2, 3. I'm slapping the base of my feet together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and it's called the seal because it's going arc, 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 arc. Making a seal noise, hoping that no neighbours, well no, they're not visiting at the moment, so no one's going to hear us. Couple more. Keep that chin tucked in so we're not rolling on our neck. And come back to your balancing point before you rest down. Our next position is the crab, which we're going to go on our knees, sitting on our knees, and then we're just leaning forward and tucking our head in and landing our head on the mat with our arms by our sides. And then we're going to inhale our way up to sitting and exhale, scoop that belly in, come back into our crab. Inhale our way up, exhale down. You can have wide knees Or, which I'm tempted to, but I haven't bought a cushion, you could have a cushion under your butt if it's too much on your knees to be folded like this. Let's just stay with our head on the floor just for a couple more breaths. We're going for time, 10 minutes. We have 3 more exercises and we will have done the 34, so that's fantastic. Okay, making our way onto our bellies. Now, this is called the rocking. The rocking, when I tried it, didn't rock for me. Stage 1, grabbing one foot. It's also a yoga pose known as the bow. So grabbing one foot, keeping our face towards the end of our mat, and just holding, trying to lift that knee off the ground. Our chest is up off the ground and we're leaning on an elbow. You can try and see if you can grab both feet, come into our bow in our yoga pose, but our rocking pose. From here, the rocking is you're meant to be rocking. Forward and back. So this is my rocking. Hopefully your rocking horse has got a bit more stick to it. So rock, forward and back. Oh, I'm getting a little bit, I think it's meant to be a bit more controlled than this, but please don't hurt yourself or hurt your back. It's quite, it's a bit of fun anyway. I'll just rest while you all have a little go at whatever part you'd like to do. So controlology, there wasn't much controlology there. And the next one, the second to last exercise, is also one that if you've got a neck issue, I really don't want you to do. So you can have a lovely corpse pose laying on your back, or you can go into child's pose, but this one's just called control balance. So Joseph seems to have his legs in the air and then swaps. However, he doesn't support his back. He's oh gosh, he just stays up there. Oh, maybe I can. But he also doesn't have his hands out where my hands are. He seems to grab the leg, and I can't do it. So maybe stay with your back on the floor. Just bring one leg towards you and then the other leg. So there's work to be done on the control balance by Kath McDonald. Oh well. Hug your knees into your chest and have a little rock before we do some people's favourite exercise, some people's not. And that's the push-up, the tricep push-up. So when you're ready, come over onto your front, onto your knees. Your choice. From the knees, bring the body weight forward. Well, first one is in a box shape, and it's just bending the elbows down towards the knee, and elbows into the chest, chest towards the ground. So think chest towards the ground, or you can come out in more of a diagonal shape for a modified ladies style, is what we used to call it, but that's probably ladies or men. And we're making sure our elbows are coming in, grazing the sides of our ribs. Or if you choose, you can come from the toes, and I'll go down, but I guarantee I won't be able to come up again until I put my knees down. So let's do 6 to 8, or whatever you can do in your tricep push-ups. Keep that T-zone pulled in. One more for me. And back into your child's pose for a stretch. Wow, what perfect timing. We've done our 34. So we will just have a little rest in child's pose. And then we'll come forward into downward dog. As was evidenced, some of those exercises are unfamiliar to me and not in my repertoire, but just interesting to have a go at the original Pilates exercises. There's been lots of adaptations to them along the way. Walking our feet towards our hands, let's just all dangle over. Bend your knees, let your chest rest onto your knees and just relax the arms. See if you can spread the back a little bit. And then straighten the knees and gradually roll yourself up. Clasp our hands behind us, pull back with our arms, stretch the front of our chest. And release, bring our hands in front, pull forward, stretch apart between the shoulder blades. Good job everyone for whatever you did, hope you enjoyed it. Last live exercise this week is on Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock, which is Yin Yoga, which is a stretching program. So join us then if you would like to have a good, very relaxing stretch. And other than that, we will probably see you next week. So lifting our hands up and over our head, reaching behind, and release the hands. We'll finish with 3 big deep breaths. So breathing in, reach up, breathing out, big long exhale, breathing in and out. One more. Good job. See you next time.